Hey friends, welcome back to the channel with more Westworld. This is Season 2, Episode 4, and I'm so hyped to get back into this. There are so many good storylines happening at once right now, and yeah, just want to see where they all go. The one I'm most excited for, though, is definitely Samurai World, so we finally got a glimpse of that after being hinted at the end of Season 1. So yeah, hopefully we get a lot of good samurai stuff this episode. Let's check it out. If you want to watch the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Otherwise, let's get started.
You've got your diamond.
This isn't Samurai World.
Got your pretty.
Oh. James Delos. Oh. William. How are you enjoying running my company?
What is the purpose of these questions?
Like I said, they're just trying to establish a baseline.
For what? Fidelity.
Who's that? Elsie! She's alive! Don't go near her. She's terrified of you after you nearly killed her.
He was Thor. He forced me.
Oh, he forced you?
You knew too much. He couldn't risk you stopping him.
But you rotated out. You have a family. You have an ex-wife. You have a backstory. Don't worry. I'm not gonna break you, asshole. Not yet. You've got too much shit to answer for.
Elsie! I don't know why I like Elsie so much. What are those? Cupcakes? Memories. He's been here before. This must be terrifying for Elsie. Not knowing if he could turn on her any second, if for his control was really the reason why he attacked her.
What the fuck is that?
Don't threaten it anymore.
Oh.
What the hell were they doing here? Is Ford in control of you now?
I don't think so. Well, yeah, but...
Fuck me.
Oh, that's what happened to Stubbs after last season.
She said time is coming or something is coming.
You spend enough time in the park to learn the language. There's a protocol to evacuation. I'll get you out of here.
Thanks. But, I'm not looking to get out of here.
No? Lawrence is fun. He's just a fun character. Why is it so quiet? This doesn't feel right.
Where the hell is everybody?
He's shaking hard.
Hey, I haven't even shot anybody yet. What's your problem?
Uh-oh. Did not... Oh, God.
You are breathing fast.
Oh. Wrong time to take the gun apart.
What happened to the rest of you?
Double-crossed by some bitch named Wyatt.
Good for her.
On your feet.
Good for her.
Told me you had a daughter.
Did I?
Huh.
What exactly for? You think she want to watch you gunned down in front of her?
Probably.
Probably. Whoa.
What the fuck are you doing?
You. Let's make a deal. I know something you don't. I know where you're going. You call it glory, but it's got a lot of names. And I know the way.
What? We're back here?
A fabulous creation.
Different song.
That's a little fucking late, you mean? Besides,
This...
you aim to cheat the devil.
You owe an offering.
It's the exact same dialogue. What's in the paper? Oh, they made him into a host. He's actually dead. They're trying to keep him alive. Now leave him alone. Leave him. What are you doing?
Hey, you need to steady your hands in your occupation.
Oh,
Now, how about you try and measure a dozen paces?
man, just toying with them. This is the people you want to work with, man. Boy.
Well done, my friend.
Oh. I know you're heartless, but you want to. These are the people you want to travel with? The first of us. Ooh. This is the one that went after Maeve, right? Oh, she's out!
Your memories aren't addressed. They're just kind of drifting around in there. So when you're experiencing one, you have no idea whether it comes before or after the others.
Could this be a memory? Seeing Elsie? Oh god. If they brought her back... What the heck? If they brought her back just to kill her, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Don't worry. Me and Death, we go way back.
Oh, leave them alone.
Come over here. Mamacita. Death.
Oh, damn.
Old amigo of mine.
This reminds him of what he did to her.
Hair.
His wife?
You think death favors you? That it brought you back. Death is always true. You haven't known the true thing in all your life. You think you know death, but you don't. You didn't recognize him sitting across from you this whole time.
Ooh. Oh. Saved his not my friend. Oh.
I believe he said this was yours.
Oh no, he's letting him explode him. Wow. Oh. Maybe he does feel some kinship with Lawrence. Best friends forever. Oh damn. Oh, so he's got to process a lot. He immediately knows he's a host in a host body.
I'm beginning to think that this whole enterprise was a mistake. People aren't meant to live forever. The world is better off without you, Jim. Possibly without me.
No arguments here.
I don't understand. He was stable.
Leave him. Might be useful to observe his degradation over the next few days.
Wait, that's the door that Elsie was knocking down? Oh, that is creepy. And he's going in reverse. Is that... Oh, what are you doing?
I'm all the way down now.
Oh. We don't waste the bullet. You can
The devil.
burn him, right? You owe him an offering.
You owe him at least an offering.
Bonding moment. Best friends forever.
Tell me that was a host and not a human.
I think it was both. Person was James Delos.
They're gonna get us all killed so some asshole can live forever?
For the first time, I get to decide who I want to be. Please. Give me that chance.
Fuck it. I always trusted Co more than people anyway.
He had them killed.
Everything okay?
Everything's fine.
Lies! Crack!
They might not remember. But I know who you are, William.
Whoa.
One good deed doesn't change that.
Ford is still hanging
You
around.
still don't understand the real game we're playing here. If you're looking forward, you're looking in the wrong direction.
The woman.
Hi, Dad.
Oh. Oh, dang. She blames him for her mother's death. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. No Samurai World at all, and yet this was such a good episode that I'm not even disappointed. Dang. Wow. This was such a fun episode, despite the fact that I was hoping for and expecting for samurais. We'll definitely get to see them next week though, so I can deal with it for now. The 3 times William comes in to talk to James Delos in that room, each time revealing more and more information, that was a lot of fun. The first time I thought he was still alive, but just under observation for whatever ailment he was suffering from. I don't know why in a show about hosts, where since near the very beginning of the show, I've been thinking, oh, they can probably create hosts to replace real people. I don't know why, for some reason, I was like, oh, like he has a mental illness that they're just testing for here. Like William's testing fidelity. I guess they just want to see how he's doing now compared to later. But yeah, this just did not come across to me that he was a host that first time. Just thought they were going to see the progression of his illness. I think it was really, really well done though, because the first time they cut away just after James was given that letter, so you're not really completely sure what's going on. But then they pick it up later again, and I found myself saying the lines the next time as he was saying them, and I was like, wait, this is too much the same. Like, what is going on here? Like, even if he has dementia or something and was just repeating, or like having similar conversations, they shouldn't be exactly the same, right? Like, what the heck is going on here? And once we see what's in the letter, it all makes sense. And it's really, really interesting that we get to see James Delos just reckon with it. He was just like, I want to see my wife and everything, and having to learn about himself, about what's going on around him, in the world around him. And yeah, we also learned that he always breaks down after a while. I think it was later on in the 3rd trial, we've heard that it was a few hours or a few days. The host human body just falls apart. And turns out they just set him and everything in the room on fire when they start over. Like, couldn't they just decommission him? Like, everything in the room has to be replaced, including the vinyl records. And there's a fish in there. I'm assuming the water in the bowl boils and it dies, which is really sad to think about. Unless, I mean, it could be a host fish, I guess. But, I mean, at least it isn't a host fish with sentience. Does that even make sense? I don't even know. Anyway. The 3rd time William comes in, I'm expecting to see young William again, and we get a little bit of a hint that it's not like decades in the past anymore with a different person speaking to James in that like mirror screen, but then William comes in and it's almost current day William, and I mean, it's played by Ed Harris, and it was so great seeing James process all that information about his situation so much faster once he realizes who William is. He realizes he's in a host body. He comes to the realization that his wife has passed, which is also interesting. Why wouldn't he have tried to get William to also extend his own wife's life? And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, why wouldn't he want to be put into a younger version of his own body? Anyway, he has to hear from William that Juliet killed herself, though. And, I mean, he goes pretty quickly to blaming William, which... I mean, so does William's daughter, but His first instinct was to ask why, but then immediately blames William, so perhaps he sensed William's ambition and darkness as well. He's like, what did you do to her? Despite the fact that she killed herself. So, yeah, I really want to know more backstory on this whole situation and William's relationship with Juliet. And William turns on this 149th host version of James, saying it took him a long time to learn this, but some men are better off dead. And I'm curious what exactly led him to that revelation. He says the world is better off without James Delos, and perhaps him as well. So we have some self-loathing and guilt, possibly because of Juliet's death, or possibly because he's just being objective and knows that while he enjoys his life, he doesn't think he adds much to the world, I guess, or I don't know. But yeah, James actually calls for Logan, which, oh man, he died of an OD, William tells him, which is about what I had assumed after we saw him the last time. Didn't think we'd see him again at any point, so the confirmation that he's dead is something else. I mean, I guess we might see him again if we get more flashbacks, but yeah, as far as James Delos goes, yeah, I was kind of thinking while they were, like, after the second version of him, second time we saw him, I was like, why are we trying to keep him alive? He'll just come back and take the company back, and I don't know that he's a good person, really, and I thought that probably before this episode, and but then in this episode, the first time we see William come to him, James mentions that he's dying from a disease whose research he defunded years ago, which, why would you do that? I mean, I know why, because he didn't think it would be profitable, but like, he paid for it by dying from it. And I mean, I don't know what he offers society. I don't know. But anyway, we'll see. We'll come back to the resolution of his story later when Elsie and Bernard find him. But yeah, we had that storyline in the present with William bringing Lawrence back to his hometown, which, come on, you could tell something was wrong. Like, even his daughter knew that hosts don't just disappear for no reason. They're on loops unless something happens. But somehow William just decides to take a seat with Lawrence in the outdoor seating area of that saloon and takes apart his gun to clean before he gets a read on what's going on, which just seems like a supremely dumb move. But yeah, all the hosts are being held hostage so the Confederados can find out where they're keeping their supplies so they can continue on their way to glory. Kills the guy in the village who wants to make a deal for only for William to offer them a deal. I guess he does have something they want, the path to glory. He's very knowledgeable about it, and honestly, it seemed like he was perfectly willing to go along with them. He was planning on joining them or using them to get where he wanted to go, but I mean, the Confederados are endlessly cruel, making the bartender walk with the nitro balanced on his hand, only to blow it clean off afterwards. And then dancing with Lawrence's wife, telling her to carry the nitro for Lawrence to drink. I mean, the guy was asking if it made William uncomfortable to watch his friend like that, and William said he wasn't his friend. I was like, really? After all this time, you don't feel anything for him? Come on, man. But yeah, William finally turns on the Confederados with a great line. You think you know death, but you don't. You didn't recognize him sitting across from you this whole time. That was really, really good. And as for William, I was wondering exactly what was going on through his head. Did seeing Confederado dancing with Lawrence's wife remind him of how he tortured Lawrence's family in the past? Did it make him regret his actions? And in what is almost a heroic moment, he takes out all the Confederados, pours the nitro into the main guy's mouth, and has Lawrence blow him up. So you were left wondering, like, how much humanity is actually in William? How much is left? But then we get to see that scene with Lawrence's daughter, Ford in Lawrence's daughter, and he speaks to him, telling him that one good act doesn't redeem him, and William says that he's just playing the game, meaning he thought saddling up with Lawrence and his family/friends would be a better move than riding with the Confederados, which, totally fair. The Confederados had no loyalty to him, and were sadistic and most importantly, wild and unpredictable, so he couldn't count on them and he couldn't trust them. So If you trust what William says to Ford, it was a calculated move to win this game and not one made for the sake of compassion or friendship. So, I don't know what to believe. He did let Lawrence finish off the Confederado, and at the same time, that could have been just manipulating him into being more thankful to him. But I don't know. He's got comrades now, and he's headed off. I really don't know what to think of him. The lead Confederado, I thought his storyline would go further and further. I thought he'd come back and somehow nip Dolores's plans in the bud somehow, but he just gets destroyed this episode. But yeah, earlier in the episode, we come across the woman who was captured by Ghost Nation, meets up with Ashley. Stubbs also captured, so we finally learn what happened to him at the end of the last season. And he says they're only killing hosts and not humans, which is really interesting. So did they really truly only want Sizemore because he was human and wanted to save him from the hosts or something? I don't know, but one of them did hold a knife to Stubbs' throat, but then let him go. And I've half jokingly asked if he was like a host before, but I guess this confirms that he isn't, since they're killing all the hosts and letting the humans live. Yeah, the woman runs away then, winds up running away, and at the end of the episode, with freaking William riding away with his posse, they come across to each other, or I don't know, maybe she tracks him down. It turns out she's his daughter. Didn't see that coming at all, but it explains why she's so familiar with the parks and how they work. Definitely looking forward to seeing this interaction, especially considering that she blames him for her mother's death. But yeah, on to Bernard's side of the story. First, so happy we were reunited with Elsie. I'm so glad she's not dead. I don't know why exactly I'm so fond of her. Like, she's so pure? No, that's not the right word. I mean, she blackmailed that guy last time with revealing the fact that he has sex with offline hosts. But I guess, like, I feel like I understand where she's coming from. Like, she doesn't have any ulterior motives, and she just acts in a pretty upstanding way most of the time. Which is probably more than I can say about anybody else in the show, other than Felix. I guess that's why the two of them are, like, some of my favorite human characters. But yeah, Clementine dragged Bernard to her. I think it has to be Ford who programmed her to do that at some point, right? Because no one else would have known about Bernard taking Elsie. I mean, he was the one who ordered him to choke her out in the first place. And that makes me wonder what Ford thinks of Elsie in the first place. He had her taken out of the equation because she was a threat, but he didn't have her killed, unlike Teresa, who was also a threat. Did Ford just like Elsie more than Teresa, or something? I don't know, but it's interesting that he could have had her killed if he wanted to. But yeah, I completely understood Elsie being wary of Bernard, and at the same time I was like, please, it wasn't him, it was just Ford. At the same time, still don't know how much control Ford has left and how many things he wrote into host codes before he died. Like, Clementine seemed to be acting on the orders of Dolores the entire time, but then she dragged Bernard all the way to Elsie. So I don't know how much control Ford has left. And doesn't feel like his story's over just yet. But Elsie's realization that Bernard is the host was great. And then she wanted to head back to wherever. She had no idea what was going down since she's been stuck here with some protein bars and a bucket. I think why this episode was so fun for us as the audience is that we're often left with a ton of unanswered questions, and in this moment with Elsie, we actually know more than she does. It's a nice little treat. And Elsie realizes how screwed everything is when Bernard tells her that Ford is now dead. That was great. And she asks if Ford is in control of Bernard now, and he says Ford is dead, which that doesn't totally answer her question, because Ford could still be in control of Bernard, just not alive. Yeah, he could totally be in control despite being dead, right? And they make their way to the lab, and Elsie tries to break into James Dells' room. Bernard tries to get her to stop, but he's not with her. He's not there with her anymore, which means he's remembering this. Which then when was he really then? Like, what is this now? Is this when? When is this? Oh my god. But when was he here again, experiencing that moment? But yeah, we get to see what happened at the end of James Delos' experiment. They didn't wind up incinerating him. They just left him there, which is creepy as heck. The music playing, the backwards pedaling, everything about that was just so off. Bernard winds up saving Elsie from him, and they shut him in. Which, yeah, that feels like the end of his story. Bernard then starts remembering his time spent in this facility, because Ford had sent him there before. Printed out a control unit to bring with him, but I don't know whose exactly. And he promises to never lie to Elsie again and never hurt her, and then immediately flashes back to him and the blank hosts killing everyone there. Immediately lies when she asks if something is wrong. He says he's fine. I really hope he doesn't actually wind up hurting her again. That's he himself wouldn't want to, but I don't know what Ford has planned for him. But now I'm wondering, because William gave up on the project to keep someone alive as a host-human hybrid, and I don't know if there's anybody else who left who's capable of it, right? I mean, with the parks going to heck right now, if they wanted to try again, they'd essentially have to start from scratch, right? And Ford's not around anymore, so I don't know. Seems to be the end of immortality for humans who want to live on in host bodies. But anyway, yeah, great episode. 9.25, I'll give it. I'm not entirely sure what the rest of the season has in store for us, but I'm really looking forward to it. Samurai World next time, hopefully. I can't imagine that they'll go 2 episodes without addressing it, so hopefully we get to see it next time. And I do want to find out more about William and his daughter, so we actually don't know her name yet, I don't think, right? So yeah, looking forward to that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a like. Really helps out the channel. Early and full reactions in Patreon in the link in the description below. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, friends.